I used to like the shine of a lost and found penny, and the once upon a time when a little jing-a-ling-a-ling made me queen of the tree-climbing hopscotchers. I used to like the hope of a four-leaf clover playing peekaboo by the steady drone of the sidewalk. Knew if the sun shone in just the right zone, I'd cartwheel over it and own the magic like a spoke in my Bananarama glitter-chromed bicycle, and then they call me lucky. And I liked the jing-a-ring-a-ring of that dial tone. I may have, in truth, found a candy or two tossed to the ground. Can you believe it? Sidewalks were always game to make it seem like Easter most days. Lead you on in a hunt just to watch you stoop, then smile, gaping at the unschooled impetuosity of a sweet tooth. Betcha I'm not the only one with a trash-turned-treasure loot, biting off more than you can chew, stored in the overhead compartments of remembering the days when the only thievery and play was a stolen moment of hide and taste. But that was when my hands were small, and smaller things caught up fancy by the hook just to see your scales shining, and innocence swept the world's evils under sandcastles and silver linings, and I believed in heroes. Because what kind of life would it be without capes on the periphery? No bold, unblinking bravery, emblazoned brawn would mean the bad guys would win, and that was wrong. And though their superhuman powers did inspire many hours of failure to fly, higher was in the heart of the matter. It was the crux that scattered the heroes from the monsters. It was the rather thin choice between servant or swagger. It was the larval iconic truth that what we are wasn't meant for our own use. For what is the difference between Batman and Bane but give or take? And what are we when we look the other way when freedom is at stake? Child's play should never wear chains. Silence should never own names, pocket them like pennies spent from one filthy hand to the grindstone of days, 6 feet deep under repeat offenders, backhand of greed across the face of the poor, the broken, to break them some more while we look at Martin Luther King, stand smiling at his bravery, applaud ourselves that all men are free, nod to Mandela, giving him the prize of peace, and put on our headphones and listen to Jay-Z. Riding like crickets on the coattails of great men to save our conscience from action. 27 million. If you won it in a lottery, you'd be set for life. Can you imagine what you do with 27 million? Dollars are paper thin, not worth much in their own skin, but when you put them together like that, the sheer number gives the pushback. I don't know if you've ever tried to quantify a human soul, but dollars just don't hold to the warm no of father, sister, brother, soft rhythmic beat of another, musky smell of familiarity. How do we begin to understand the 27 million of them forced to cold anonymity, the brunt end of a bargain, a holocaust of beginnings, middles, ends, whole lives reaped by greed, mother's skin? How do we stagger out the loss? If winning $27 million makes us rich beyond our wildest dreams, what does losing 27 million souls mean? The world is leaking the least of these, piling up their bodies in the back streets. Should we not turn our heads to see? Where are the capes on the periphery? There is nothing to stop its flow except the force of the hands we own. God, give us hands for such a time as this when the villains stack up their tricks on the bones of the broken. I am into hoping that lost things can still be found, that saving one life is profound, that the jing-a-ling-a-ling of broken chains will be the music we long to make, and that modern-day abolitionists will rise to portray that we can be the change. I used to like the shine of a lost and found penny, but now I buy the time to partner with the many heroes and sorries and suit coats, taking back the sidewalks one discarded life at a time. No superhuman powers, just the heart of the matter, that what we are wasn't meant for our own use. And when we all pick up this truth, then the sun can shine down on one broken life at a time until we call them rescued. And I like the jing-a-ring-a-ring of that dial tone.